The sun was salmon and hazy in the west. Dodong thought to himself he would tell his father about Tayang when he got home. After he had unhitched the carabao from the flow and led it to its shed and fed it, he was hesitant about saying it, but he wanted his father to know. Dodong finally decided to tell him. And a thought came to him, his father might refuse to consider it. His father was a silent, hard-working farmer who chewed areca nuts, which he had learned to do from his mother, Dodong's grandmother.
I will tell it to him. I will tell it to him.
Dodong unhitched the carabao leisurely and gave it a healthy tap on the hip. Dodong gave it a slight push and the animal walked alongside him to his shed. He placed bundles of grass before it. Land the carabao began to eat. Dodong looked at it without interest. Dodong started homeward, thinking how he would break his news to his father.
I want to marry Tayang, and I'm no longer a boy because I am a man.
Dodong felt insolent and big at the thought of it, although he was by nature low in stature, thinking himself a man grown. Dodong felt he could do anything. In the cool sundown, he thought wildly dreams of himself and Tayang. Tayang, his girl. She had a small brown face and small black eyes and straight glossy hair. How desirable she was to him. She made him dream even during the day. Dodong tensed with desire and looked at the muscles of his arms. Dirty, this field work was healthy. Invigorating, but it screamed you. Smudged you terribly. He turned back the way he had come. Then he marched obliquely to a creek. It was dusk when he reached home. The petroleum lamp on the ceiling already was lighted and the low unvarnished square table was set for the supper. His parents and he sat down on the floor around the table to eat. They had fried fish, water fish, rice, bananas, and cake sugar. Dodong, come on, let's eat before it gets cold.
Yes, Mother.
They eat peacefully, and when they're finished, Dodong's mother removed the dishes. Dodong wanted to help her carry the dishes out, but he was tired and now felt lazy. He wished as he looked at her that he had a sister who could help his mother in the housework. He beside her, doing all the housework alone. His father remained in the room, sucking a diseased tooth. It was paining him again.
Father, I want to marry Tayang.
Dodong said while his mother was out that he was going to marry Tayang. Dodong felt relieved and looked at his father expectantly. The crescent moon outside shed its feeble light into the window, graying the still-back temples of his father. His father looked old now.
I am going to marry Tayang.
His father looked at him silently and stopped sucking the broken tooth. The silence became intense and cruel, and Dodong wished his father would suck the troublous tooth again. Dodong was uncomfortable and then became angry because his father kept looking at him without uttering anything.
I will marry Tayang. I will marry Tayang. I asked her last night to marry me and she said, yes. I want your permission. I want it. Must you marry Dodong? You are very young, Dodong. But I'm 17. That's very young to get married at. I want to marry Teyang. Teyang is a good girl.
Then tell your mother.
You tell her, Tatay.
Dodong, you tell your inay.
You tell her.
All right, Dodong.
You will let me marry Teyang?
Son, if that is your wish, of course.
Dodong stood in the sweltering noon heat, sweating profusely so that his camiseta was soft. He was pale as a tree and his thoughts were confused. His mother had told him not to leave the house, but he had left. Teyang was giving birth in the house. She gave screams that chilled his blood. In a few moments, he would be a father.
I'm going to my father.
Come up, Dodong, it's over. Suddenly, he felt terribly embarrassed as he looked at her. Somehow, he was ashamed to his mother of his youthful paternity. It made him guilty, as if he had taken something no properly his. Dodong! Dodong! Dodong felt more embarrassed and did not move. What a moment for him. His parents' eyes seemed to pierce him through and he felt limp. Dodong traced tremulous steps on the dry, parched yard. His heart pounded mercilessly in him. He walked ahead of them so that they should not see his face. He felt guilty and untrue. He felt like crying. His eyes smarted and his chest wanted to burst. He wanted to turn back, to go back to the yard. He wanted somebody to punish him. His father thrust his hand in his and gripped it gently.
Son,
Dodong,
Teyang, she's leaving, but you go on.
his father led him into the small sawali room. Dodong saw Teyang, his girl wife, asleep on the papag with her black hair soft around her face. He did not want her to look that pale. The hilot was rocking the child. Dodong heard it cry. The teen voice pierced him clearly. He could not control the swelling of happiness in him.
My baby, I want to see him.
Blas was not Dodong's only child. Many more children came. For 6 successive years, a new child came along. Dodong did not want any more children, but they came. It seemed the coming of children could not be helped. Dodong got angry with himself sometimes. Teyang did not complain, but the baying of children told on her. She was shapeless and thin now. Even if she was young, there was interminable work to be done. Cooking, laundering, the house, the children. She cried sometimes, wishing she had not married. She did not tell Dodong this, not wishing him to dislike her. Yet she wished she had not married, not even Dodong, whom she loved. There had been another suitor, Lucio, older than Dodong by 9 years. And that was why she had chosen Dodong, young Dodong, 17. Lucio had married another after her marriage to Dodong, but he was childless until now. She wondered if she had married Lucio, would she have born him children? Maybe not. Either, that was a better luck, but she loved Dodong. When Blas was 18, he came home one night, very flustered and happy. It was late at night, and Teyang and the other children were asleep. Dodong heard Blas's steps, for he could not sleep well at night. He watched Blas undress in the dark and lie down softly. Blas was restless on his mat and could not sleep. Dodong called him name and asked why he did not sleep. Blas said he could not sleep.
You better go to sleep. It is late.
Itay, I'm going to marry Donna. She accepted me tonight. Itay, we think it over. You have objections, Itay?
Maturely, girl. I don't want Blas to marry yet. Not yet. I don't want Blas to marry yet.
But he was helpless. He could not do anything. Youth must triumph now. Love must triumph now. Afterwards, it will be life. As long ago, youth and love did triumph for Dodong, and then life. Dodong looked wistfully at his young son in the moonlight. He felt extremely sad and sorry for him.